So this episode is called low-key moving on, but I really think it's like high-key moving on because everything with Issa and Molly has finally come to a head. I was glad to see Nathan's back on the scene looking good as ever. Welcome back. But the things that were crazy about this episode, that everybody seemed to be crossing boundaries. We're going to start with Condola and Issa. So Condola shows up finally. We didn't know where she'd been, but she's finally back. She tells Issa that her and Lawrence broke up. Why is that Issa's business for you to even come out and tell? And why did you disappear? I understand that Condola and Lawrence are going through whatever they're going through, but what does that have to do with Issa? Like, for real, I feel like they didn't want Issa to be an issue, but they're bringing Issa into their stuff. Just like Lawrence was like, oh, I think there's something I need to tell you. He should have told Issa that he broke up with Condola, because then maybe she would understand why Condola's acting funny toward her. And my thing is, Issa didn't hook y'all up, so you shouldn't take it out on Issa that you and your man are having problems. Just like Issa didn't break y'all up, so that's not her problem. But, you know, here we are. So now it's seeming to me like because Condola and Lawrence had their issues, now Issa and Condola can't be cool. That was the exact reason why they should have never been friends. But if you're going to be friends, I would have thought that it would have been the reverse. It would have been Issa messing up their relationship is why they can't be friends. No, they broke up the relationship. Now just go on and do what you were doing. But anyway, so we move on to Nathan. Nathan's back on the scene. He's always like full of support. He's always in Issa's corner. That's what I love about him. So I was glad that he did that. You know, he made things happen. He connected Andrew. I don't like the fact that Issa went behind Molly's back. So we just gonna jump into the elephant in the room. But before we get there, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, hit the blue bell for notifications, thumbs me up, and comment down below what y'all think about this episode. But what I will say that I was like, okay, well, we ain't gonna go there. Let's start with Kelly. So I love Kelly. I was cracking up this whole episode. Everything about Kelly, she's hilarious. Like, I really do like her. I like the element that she brought. Now all of a sudden she's from London. I don't know, you know, New Bay is absolutely gorgeous, fine as can be. But, you know, Kelly's just a goofball. Like, she's not taking anything seriously, and sometimes I think that's how you have to be. So it's pretty cool that she brings that element, because Kelly ain't worried about no man. Not seriously. She may be, but I don't think she is. Then we get on to Tiffany. Tiffany shows up. If y'all didn't catch my last episode, make sure you catch the one before this. But I had just said, like, well, I hope she's pumping and dumping. She kind of killing the bottle. You know, she's on the sauce real hard. But she says she stopped breastfeeding. So I don't know what Tiffany's going through. I don't know if she's going through a postpartum thing, or she's just not connecting with the baby. But it kind of seems like she's not really feeling this whole motherhood thing. And I don't know. It's a little weird. I feel like more is going to come out of this. But yeah, Tiffany needs to get back in the game. If you didn't want to be a mother, you shouldn't have been doing things to get pregnant. Simple as that. But moving on, let's get into Molly and Issa. Oh my gosh. So they're down there wobbling. I really didn't think Andrew was going to be able to keep up with the wobble, but I'm glad that he was able to, you know, hold his own. It was kind of cool. Why do they have to show their entire behinds? Now, I think a lot of people are going to say, oh, Molly was wrong, but I don't really think so. I think Issa was dead wrong. Issa chose to go behind Molly's back to have a situation with Molly's man. You don't do that. That's a boundary that was crossed. That boundary should have never been crossed. So I feel like Condola and Lawrence were crossing boundaries. Issa's crossing boundaries. Kelly's lying to the man. She crossing boundaries. Everyone's just, Tiffany and them, they're crossing boundaries. That whole parental boundary. Everybody's just crossing boundaries. But there was absolutely no reason. Well, I guess it was a reason for Issa to go behind Molly's back, but there was no reason for it to be a sneaky type situation. So I think Issa's wrong, because I'm looking at it like, listen, if I have a man, my friends can't go behind me to have my man do any favors for them. That was very selfish of Issa, and I understand that she has something to do, but that's when you take into account, do you cross your friend up to benefit your agenda, or do you stick to what's right and you know, go through your friend? Don't go to your friend's man, especially when the reason that she told you, sorry the phone keeps shaking, y'all, but you know, I'm out here in these streets. So anyway, if your friend told you, I don't want to involve my man and you, I don't want y'all, I just want to stay out of it. Whatever you do, we'll be there to support you, but I don't want us to be a part of it. So Issa knew that Molly didn't really want her interacting with old boy like that. So I think that was real crazy to go behind his back and get Nathan to do the dirty work, because Issa wasn't able to connect with Asian back. So now, you know, we're at the event. Molly finds out. Was it the right place to show out? Absolutely not. But you know what? You really, sometimes you just got to do things that aren't what is conventional. Oh, well. Molly approached her like, yo, why you go behind my back? You always need something. It's always an issue with you. I think Molly was wrong for attacking her like that, but I think Issa was real selfish and real insensitive to the fact of what Molly was talking about. So was Molly wrong? No, Issa shouldn't have went behind her back. You don't do that to your friend when your friend is in a relationship. You just don't do that. So the friendship is over. We all know that this thing was going to get to this point, and her going behind her back was not what is the big issue. That was just the straw that broke the camel's back, because they've been having problems. So yeah, they get to, I don't really see where we go from here, because once you try me, once you step up in my face, you putting your hands in my face, now it's a disrespect thing. I don't think that they can recover. I really don't. I just don't see it. I hope they can, but nah, the friendship is dead. Molly tried her. Molly jumped in her face. Issa was like, okay, I'm not about to back down. So Issa started talking off. They start popping back and forth. It was just a mess. Y'all comment down below what y'all think about this. Can you go back to being best friends with somebody after they jump in your face? For me, the answer is a no. And now the main reason is because now you tried me. Like, that's a certain level of disrespect. So we're not going to do that. So now the whole thing with Issa being on the phone and saying to somebody, I don't F with Molly, now we know who she was talking to. I thought it was about Nathan. Now I see she was actually talking to Nathan. I don't F with Molly. And if Nathan knew that she didn't F with Molly, why would he go to Molly's man? But, I guess it was just, I just think it was a lot of selfishness going on, and Issa's not taking responsibility that you don't go behind your friend's back to go holler at your friend's man about something when your friend told you no. Simple as that. Issa should have found another way. So I don't know. I'm glad she did it, because the block party popped off, and it was kind of crazy. They shine light to a lot of societal issues, like this whole gentrification thing. That was a big part of this episode, because as we saw, the block party is supposed to be about black people coming out, black businesses supporting blacks, blacks supporting blacks, and all you saw was white people behind her dancing when she was doing her little interview with the YouTube girl. And yeah, shout out to YouTube. I like how they did that. But anyway, y'all make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the blue bell for notifications, thumbs me up. I didn't write anything down. This is just off the cuff. So if I'm missing something, make sure y'all tell me down below what the deal is. But yeah, we'll do this again next week. I totally do not feel like Molly was wrong for checking Issa, but I do feel like she could have did it in a different time, in a different place. And I totally do feel like Issa was dead wrong for skirting from responsibility. Like, oh, I went around you, but why you mad? Like, I needed it. Okay, nobody's refuting the fact that you needed it. The problem is you crossed me up to get to what you needed, but then you call yourself my friend. So yeah, like I said, comment down below, y'all tell me what you think, and I'm out.